Their morning, Sasuke would have traded almost anything to live again. Just for one more breakfast with his mother, and one more argument with his father, and one more chance to hear Itachi come home and know he'd still be there tomorrow. Then Mikoto calls his name from the next room, and Sasuke gets all three chances at once. Welcome back to Araragi, and if you enjoy Naruto stories that change the people as much as the fights, leave a like and settle in because Sasuke remembers the future. The massacre is one day away, and the first person he runs to is the boy he once spent years trying to leave behind. Sasuke sits up so quickly that his forehead strikes the shelf above his bed. The room is small, with his blue shirt hanging from a chair and a paper target covered in childish shuriken marks leaning against the wall. His hands are smooth, his fingers short, and the mangekyo he remembers burning behind his eyes is gone. Mikoto calls again to say breakfast is getting cold. Sasuke reaches the kitchen and stops. His mother is setting down soup. Fugaku is reading a report. Itachi's place is empty, but his cup is there. The sight hits harder than any battlefield memory. Sasuke crosses the room and grabs Mikoto around the waist. She laughs once, surprised, then feels him shaking. Fugaku lowers the report. Sasuke can't explain 40 seconds after waking that everyone at the table should be dead. He asks the date instead. Mikoto gives it to him. Tomorrow night. Sasuke asks where Itachi is. Fugaku says his brother reported early and gives no more than that. The answer is ordinary, almost impatient. Sasuke remembers spending years searching for hidden meaning in every word his father ever said. Now he would gladly listen to Fugaku complain about cold soup for the rest of the morning. He sits, but his body has forgotten how breakfast works. The bowl feels too large in his hands. Mikoto watches him miss his mouth with the first spoonful. Fugaku asks if something happened at the academy. Sasuke says he had a bad dream. It is the safest true answer he has. Mikoto touches his hair and says a dream can't follow him into daylight. Sasuke looks at the window. He remembers moonlight on these same walls, Itachi's sandals in blood, and a door left open so he would walk into the room. Daylight is exactly where the dream has followed him. He asks Mikoto to stay home. Then he tells Fugaku not to attend any clan meeting that night. Fugaku's eyes narrow. Children in this house don't give orders to the head of the police. Sasuke leaves before his father can turn the strange request into a lesson about respect. Across the village, Naruto wakes on the floor of his apartment with another lifetime jammed behind his eyes. His first thought is Sasuke. His second is that he can feel the seal again, quiet and hateful beneath his stomach. He closes his eyes and reaches for the flooded corridor he remembers. The gate is smaller because he is smaller. Two red eyes open in the dark.
Who are you supposed to be?
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
Leave. I have never spoken to you, and I have no interest in starting now.
I know your name. I won't use it until you give it to me again. I just need one answer. What day is it?
The fox slams a claw against the bars. Naruto wakes with his cheek against the floorboards and the date echoing through his head. Naruto checks his cupboards out of habit and finds half a loaf, instant ramen, and milk that smells wrong. That may be the smallest shock of the morning. He remembers a larger home, people knocking without being chased, and Sasuke entering through a window because using the door would apparently ruin him. None of those people know him now. He pulls on his orange jacket, trips over sleeves that feel too long, and tries the window. His legs remember jumping from roofs. His body remembers being 7. Naruto lands in a bush, comes out with leaves in his hair, and chooses the stairs. He doesn't put on both sandals. He reaches the Uchiha district with one tied, one flapping, and a patrol officer already moving to block him. Sasuke appears on the other side of the gate before the officer can throw Naruto back into the street. For several seconds, the boys stare at each other. Naruto is too short. Sasuke's face is still round. Neither of them has a headband.
Prove it.
You lost your left arm. I lost my right. You finally admitted I was your friend after we nearly bled to death beside 2 broken statues.
Your father was the 4th Hokage. Your mother was Kushina Uzumaki. You met them inside the seal.
The massacre is tomorrow.
Sasuke nods. He already knows. They hide behind the old target shed where Sasuke used to practice. Naruto wants Hiruzen, Kakashi, and every ANBU unit in the village told at once. Sasuke wants Makoto, Fugaku, and Itachi outside the district before Danzo hears a whisper. It is their first argument after returning, and it sounds painfully familiar.
We take my family and leave. Then we send the warning from somewhere Danzo cannot reach.
And everybody else? You think your mother leaves while the rest of the clan gets killed?
I think 4 people are easier to move than a district.
That's what Itachi did. He picked one person and called it the best he could do.
Sasuke grabs Naruto by the shirt. His arm is thin. Naruto could probably peel it off, but he doesn't.
Don't talk about him like you were there.
I was there afterward, for years.
That takes the strength out of Sasuke's grip. He looks back toward the house where Mikoto is probably wondering why her son ran out before breakfast. They settle on the only adult who already knows every piece of the crisis. Itachi can judge whether their memories are real, and if he believes them, Hiruzen might listen. Finding him is the first reminder that adult memories don't make them adult ninja. Sasuke knows Itachi's habits from living with him, yet Itachi is Anbu and doesn't leave a schedule on the kitchen wall. Naruto tries a transformation to get past the police desk. The nose is wrong, the uniform flickers, and Sasuke has to drag him away before they are detained. They wait near the path Itachi uses when he returns from the Hokage residence. Afternoon stretches toward evening. Naruto complains about hunger. Sasuke tells him to be quiet. Naruto complains more quietly. The waiting gives Sasuke time to think of everything that can go wrong. Itachi may decide the future is a genjutsu. He may decide that saving the village still requires the same choice. He may take Sasuke home, alert Fugaku, and begin the operation early. Adult Sasuke has fought gods. 7-year-old Sasuke can't stop his brother from picking him up and carrying him away. Naruto sees the fear and offers the least comforting comfort available.
If he won't listen, we go around him.
You cannot go around Itachi.
I've done it before.
You had an army, Sage Mode, and half the shinobi world helping you.
Right now I have you. Try to look grateful.
Sasuke tells him to shut up. His breathing steadies anyway. Itachi appears behind them. He has heard enough to know they were waiting for him, and enough to know Naruto doesn't belong in the district. His hand rests near a kunai. Sasuke turns, sees his brother alive beneath the Anbu straps, and loses every prepared sentence.
Sasuke, why are you hiding beside a road with Naruto Uzumaki?
Shisui gave you his left eye. Danzo took the right one. Tomorrow, a masked Uchiha helps you kill everyone here.
Itachi's face doesn't change. The air does. Naruto remembers how frightening Itachi could be even while standing perfectly still. At 7, with no Kurama chakra to call and no Rasengan in his hand, that fear finally makes sense.
Who told you those things?
You did years from now, after you made Sasuke hate you so he'd come kill you.
A story about the future is easy to invent.
You put Shisui's eye inside a crow. One day you place that crow in Naruto because you expect him to meet me after I take your eyes.
Itachi's fingers tighten once beside the kunai. He hasn't placed the crow anywhere yet. No other person knows what he considered doing with it. He asks Sasuke what happens tomorrow night. Sasuke can't make himself answer. Naruto does it for him. Itachi kills his parents after they refuse to fight their own son. Obito handles much of the district. Danzo takes the bodies and their eyes. Sasuke comes home late enough to see only the end. Itachi listens until Naruto mentions the lie he plans to leave behind. A cruel older brother testing his ability. Then he looks at Sasuke. Sasuke is crying and furious about it.
I believed every word. I built my whole life around killing you. Is that what you wanted to protect?
Itachi looks away first. He asks what becomes of the clan if he refuses Danzo. Sasuke says the answer depends on whether they warn anyone before the operation. Naruto says Itachi dies as a criminal even when he obeys. Hiruzen protects Sasuke badly, and Danzo keeps enough power to threaten the village years later. Itachi asks what becomes of Sasuke. Sasuke answers in pieces. He leaves Konoha for Orochimaru. He kills Itachi without knowing the truth. He learns the truth from the masked man and decides to destroy the village Itachi died to protect. Itachi stops him only after returning from the dead, and even then the brothers have one short conversation before losing each other again. For the first time, Itachi looks 13.
Did you return because you wanted to save me?
I wanted my family back. You are part of it. Don't make me explain that to you twice.
Father still intends to move against the village. Saving him does not remove that danger.
Then help us stop both. If the only choices Danzo gave you were murder or war, maybe stop taking choices from Danzo.
The line is clumsy. It is also the first proposal Itachi has heard that asks him to live through the answer. Itachi doesn't take the boys to the clan. He takes them through the rear entrance of the Hokage residence, under a genjutsu that makes 2 academy children look like an Anbu messenger carrying documents. Hiruzen dismisses the room when Itachi removes the illusion. He hears the facts without interrupting. The boys' impossible memories, Shisue's eyes, the masked man, the scheduled operation, and Danzo's role. He tests Naruto with questions about Minato. Naruto answers with things the fourth told him inside the seal years in the future. The place where he met Kushina, the apology Minato left for making him a Jinchuriki, and the way Kushina corrected him before he could finish speaking. The old man doesn't accept time travel because a child tells a convincing story. He accepts that the children possess secrets they couldn't have learned normally. The warning is real enough to act on.
Where will the masked man enter?
He met Itachi near Naka Shrine. I don't know the exact point. He can pass through walls, and attacks go through him until he makes himself solid.
His name is Obito Uchiha.
Itachi watches Hiruzen. Hiruzen watches Naruto. The name belongs to a dead boy on the memorial stone and to one of Kakashi's oldest wounds. Hiruzen asks whether Naruto saw the face. Naruto says yes, much later. He doesn't try to explain the mask collection, the war, or the moon. There is no time. Hiruzen sends one Anbu squad to find Kakashi, another to secure the village records office, and a third with written authority to place Danzo under house arrest. He orders Itachi to bring Fugaku to the residence under guard. Itachi refuses the last part.
If Root is already positioned, removing my father will look like the first move against the clan. I need to warn him before your forces enter.
You will not face this alone again. Take my Anbu and bring every civilian entrance under visible protection.
Understood.
Sasuke asks to go with him. Hiruzen says no. Sasuke says he will go anyway, and both men know he isn't bluffing. Naruto points at the old man before Hiruzen can order him confined.
Danzo always moves while everybody else is talking. If your squad strolls to his house on the usual route, they'll find an empty chair.
Hiruzen doesn't defend his old teammate, he changes the order. 2 squads approach from separate routes, and a sensor checks the underground exits before anyone announces an arrest. They are still too late. The first route tunnel is empty. The second contains a burning message station and one wounded operative who destroyed his own tongue seal rather than answer questions. Danzo has seen Itachi enter the Hokage residence with 2 children. He doesn't know what they said. He knows the schedule is compromised. The massacre begins before sunset. Itachi reaches the Uchiha meeting hall with Sasuke behind him and 2 Anbu keeping Naruto between them. Fugaku is speaking to senior police officers. The room turns when Itachi enters wearing village armor. Fugaku hears the warning. He also hears that Hiruzen has ordered Anbu into the district. From where he stands, the village may already be carrying out the purge and using Itachi to disarm them. Sasuke pushes through the adults and tells his father exactly what he remembers. Fugaku and Mikoto kneeling together, Itachi raising the blade, both parents refusing to fight him. Fugaku's face goes still. Mikoto, summoned from home, reaches Sasuke first. She puts both hands around his shoulders and asks whether somebody used genjutsu on him. Sasuke says he wishes they had. Fugaku doesn't cancel the coup. He orders the police to defend the district, refuses to disarm for Anbu, and demands Hiruzen come in person. It is stubborn, politically dangerous, and completely believable. The village has confined his clan for years. Now its masked forces are entering on the word of the son he suspects has already chosen them. Itachi asks for 5 minutes to move the families nearest the walls. Fugaku refuses to scatter people while village forces are closing the roads. Sasuke hears 2 commanders argue about positions and realizes both are leaving the same thing unsaid. Each expects betrayal before the 5 minutes end. He pulls the old police map from the meeting room wall. In the future, he studied every lane after the district was empty. The northern exit is wide and obvious. Root will watch it. The river gate runs between storage buildings and opens onto a bank too muddy for a large formation.
Use the river gate. Families first, officers behind them. If Root blocks it, they expose themselves to the Anbu on the water tower.
Fugaku asks how Sasuke knows where Anbu have landed. Sasuke points to the reflection of a porcelain mask in the rain barrel outside. Adult sight is gone. Adult habits aren't. Itachi confirms the position. Fugaku doesn't praise his younger son. He takes the map and gives the evacuation order. Then an explosion tears through the west gate. Root operatives attack in plain masks, fast enough to kill witnesses but no longer able to make the deaths look like one family's private tragedy. Uchiha officers respond with fire style across a residential street. Anbu land between both sides and shout Hiruzen's order. The first explosions swallow half the words. Itachi chooses before Fugaku does. He turns his blade against Root.
Root on the left roof. Police, hold your fire below the crest. Father, move the civilians to the river gate.
I know the district. Let me lead them.
Stay with Mother.
You don't get to send me away tonight.
Naruto looks from Sasuke to the row of homes filling with smoke. He can't fight Root. He can't even make one useful clone. But he knows exactly how many people die if everyone stays inside waiting for an Uchiha officer to knock. He grabs a dropped police whistle and climbs onto a water barrel.
Everybody out! River gate! Take the little kids and don't wait for your stuff!
An Uchiha officer tells him to get down. Naruto blows the whistle in his face and points at the spreading fire. Mikoto backs the last child anyone in the district expected to see. She begins opening doors herself. Sasuke knows the narrow lanes, and he leads families away from the west gate while Naruto runs ahead yelling at anyone frozen in place. The boys are useful for less than a minute before the first Root operative finds them. Sasuke recognizes the killing angle too late. His adult mind sees the blade. His child's legs can't leave the ground fast enough. Mikoto throws both boys behind a stone wall as an Uchiha fireball catches the attacker from the side. Fugaku stands in the street, Sharingan open, one sleeve burned. He orders Sasuke to the shelter. Sasuke starts to argue. Fugaku points once, and 7-year-old instinct beats 40 years of memory. Sasuke moves. That small delay saves them. A chain of paper bombs erupts where they had been standing. The escape becomes messy rather than heroic. Naruto loses one sandal. Sasuke trips while carrying a girl younger than him. Mikoto has blood down one arm from shielding them. Police officers who were ready to seize the Hokage residence 10 minutes ago hold a gate beside Anbu they had expected to fight. Root changes targets once the evacuation begins. 2 operatives collapse the riverbank with Earth style, turning the narrow exit into knee-deep mud. Another throws smoke across the water tower so the Anbu there can't see the gate. Naruto remembers fighting in smoke. He also remembers doing it with sage senses he doesn't have. He drops to his knees, feels along the mud, and finds the wire leading to a second string of tags. Sasuke crawls beside him and follows the line toward a storage post.
Can you burn through it without hitting the tags?
If you stop moving my elbow.
I am holding you up. Hurry!
Sasuke forms seals, his fingers no better than his lungs. The fireball comes out smaller than his adult memory expects, barely the size of a melon. It is enough. The wire curls apart before the fleeing families pull it tight. The effort leaves Sasuke coughing in the mud. Naruto throws him over one shoulder, manages 3 steps, and drops both of them. Mikoto reaches them as the second line of tags burns harmlessly beside the post. The children haven't won a fight. They have kept one narrow road open. More than 40 people cross it before Root can close the angle again. Each side sees the other protecting the same children. It doesn't settle the coup. It keeps the street from becoming a second battle. Near Naka Shrine, Itachi finds Obito walking through a locked stone door. The masked man had agreed to help erase the clan in exchange for Itachi leaving the village and keeping his name out of the village's hands. Now Root is exposed, ANBU are in the streets, and the civilians are moving. Obito has no reason to preserve the bargain. He attacks Itachi without warning. Shuriken pass through his chest. His chain sweeps for Itachi's throat. Itachi avoids the first pass and forces distance with fire, yet flame crosses empty air whenever Obito chooses. The fight looks one-sided until Kakashi arrives with an ANBU squad and hears Naruto shouting from the lower street.
Kakashi! Don't hit him while he's blurry! He has to become solid when he grabs somebody!
Kakashi freezes at the sound of his own name from a child he has never met. Obito freezes for a much smaller fraction of a second. Itachi uses it. Wire catches the masked man's wrist as his fingers close around Kakashi's vest. Kakashi cuts through the same shoulder. The blade lands, then the body twists away into the spiral of Kamui before Itachi can follow. The wound is shallow. The information isn't.
Naruto, who told you my name?
You did! A lot! Usually right before making us do something awful.
I meant his.
Naruto looks at the empty air where the mask disappeared. He looks at Kakashi's covered Sharingan and decides that one impossible wound at a time is enough.
After we get everybody out.
Down in the district, Danzo's main route force reaches the police headquarters. Their objective isn't the building. It is the evidence inside. Coup rosters, surveillance reports, and the correspondence that could prove the village knew how close the clan was to revolt. Fugaku understands at once. If Danzo burns those records, the dead can be blamed on the Uchiha alone. He leads his strongest officers back toward headquarters, which is exactly where Danzo wants him. Hiruzen arrives before the trap closes. He lands in the street without ceremonial robes, staff in hand, and orders both forces to stop under the authority of the Hokage. Several root operatives obey from old reflex. Danzo's field commander triggers their tongue seals and attacks anyway. Hiruzen's answer is immediate.
Root Shinobi, your commander has acted without my sanction. Stand down, or I will treat you as enemies of the Leaf. Fugaku, hold your officers. Give me 1 minute to prove which order they received.
Fugaku gives him 30 seconds. It is enough. Kakashi brings the wounded root operative from the tunnel. Itachi produces the order token taken from an attacker. The authorization mark belongs to Danzo, not Hiruzen. Uchiha weapons lower first. Anbu surround the root commander. Fugaku doesn't thank the Hokage. Hiruzen doesn't ask him to. Hiruzen walks through the ruined headquarters with Fugaku beside him. He sees the coup roster before anyone can hide it. Fugaku sees the written purge orders before Anbu can seal them away. Each man now holds proof that the other side had prepared for violence. Fugaku demands Danzo's arrest and a public account of Root. Hiruzen demands the clan surrender the weapons gathered for the coup. Neither accepts the other's demand. Itachi steps between them, wearing root blood on a leaf uniform.
The children are still crossing the river. Finish this argument after the wounded are treated.
Hiruzen agrees. Fugaku looks at Sasuke, who is trying to stand without Mikoto seeing his knees shake, and gives the same order to the police. The fighting ends street by street. Near midnight, Sasuke returns to his house. The front wall is scorched. One window is gone. Inside, the tatami is still in place, and the family crest still hangs above the room where his parents died in the future he remembers. Mikoto sits there while an Uchiha medic wraps her arm. Fugaku stands by the open window. Itachi remains near the door, as if he hasn't yet decided whether he is allowed farther inside. Sasuke stops at the threshold. All his adult certainty leaves him. He is 7 again, smelling smoke, afraid that one blink will put the bodies back on the floor. Mikoto crosses the room and pulls him against her. Fugaku kneels beside them. His embrace is stiff for 1 second, then both arms close around his son. Itachi looks down.
You too.
Itachi doesn't move.
I'm not asking twice.
That sounds enough like the little brother Itachi knows. He sits beside them. Sasuke grabs his sleeve before he can leave space between their shoulders. No one makes a speech. Fugaku is still angry with the village. Itachi still planned to kill them. Mikoto has blood under her nails. Being alive hasn't made any of that simple. It has made it possible to face in the morning. Sasuke asks Itachi whether he would have done it. The room tightens. Fugaku begins to stop the question, but Itachi answers.
Yes.
Sasuke's hand slips from his sleeve.
I believed your life was the only one I could keep. I was wrong to decide what that life would become without you.
Then stay tomorrow. You can explain the rest when I don't feel like hitting you.
I will stay.
Forgiveness will take longer. For now, Itachi has somewhere to begin, and Sasuke has already learned how rare those places are. Naruto watches from the broken doorway. He saved people. He helped stop Obito. He has Sasuke back before Sasuke was ever lost. The happiness is real, and so is the old ache of standing outside somebody else's family. Mikoto notices him. She doesn't call him her son. She asks why he is barefoot, tells him to wash the soot off his face, and says there is rice left if he is hungry. Naruto looks at Sasuke.
Your mom always this bossy?
Take your shoes off before you come in.
I don't have any shoes.
For the first time all night, Sasuke laughs. Mikoto gives Naruto a towel and points him toward the washroom. Naruto waits for someone to remember who he carries. No one says Fox. No one asks him to leave before the neighbors see him. An injured police officer moves aside so he can pass. The ordinary courtesy catches him harder than the battle did. Naruto washes his face for too long because the water gives him an excuse not to return with wet eyes. When he comes back, a bowl is waiting beside Sasuke. Fugaku has moved to speak with Hiruzen. Itachi sits at the end of the table under guard because choosing his family didn't erase the crimes he had prepared to commit. Mikoto serves rice as if feeding two exhausted boys is the one part of the night she understands. Naruto takes the first bite and burns his tongue. Sasuke tells him he eats like an animal. Naruto tells him he cried harder. Their voices rise until Mikoto taps the table once and both boys become quiet. Outside, an ANBU messenger reaches Hiruzen with the news everyone feared. Danzo is gone. Root has abandoned 3 known stations, and Shisue's stolen eye has gone with him. That problem can wait until sunrise. For tonight, Sasuke sits between his parents with Itachi beside him. The family in the thumbnail is alive. Naruto eats at their table. And the massacre that shaped both boys has become a battle they survived together. If this were your second chance, would you have saved the family first or warned the whole clan like Naruto did? Tell me below. And subscribe if you want to see what Konoha does the morning after both its darkest plans are dragged into the light.